Hello Tarot Rebels, welcome to today's video. My name is Michaela from Tarot Rebel and I'm super happy to see you joining us today. As you can see, today I'm going to talk about the Buffy the Vampire Slayer tarot deck. This is published by Titan Books. Before I go into this subject, which is very near and dear to me, because I'm a huge Buffy fan, like everyone in my life knows I'm super passionate about Buffy. I've seen it, I don't know, countless times. I've stopped counting after the 20th time when I saw the series, so that was like probably roughly 10 years ago, I don't know. But yeah, I'm very passionate, as I said. I do have a VR that goes into detail, and it's a video response to Rumor Haven for the Scooby decks and the Big Bad decks. Sorry for that, my voice is still recovering. If you want that, I will leave the links in the description box down below. I've had this deck, sorry, and before I go into this, if you like this channel, like my videos, like my content, leave a like, share, subscribe. I don't know what people do these days. And yeah, let's get into the Buffy deck. So this deck has been with me for like probably 3 weeks now. I keep playing with it, and I say play as in really play with it rather than use it for readings. Sorry, that was me taking a sip of my tea. I have a Harry Potter book. This is a mass market deck. It's been published by Titan Books. In the UK, I think the retail price is £22.99. It's a 2-part box with the finger cutouts here, so it's easy to take out. This is how the top of the box looks like, and this is what it looks like on the inside. Has this nice cardboard cutout with the ribbon, a nice guidebook as well, and this is the deck. I will try and comment as I go. There are some issues with the guidebook, and if I remember, I will report them in my video, but I'll just go and do a walkthrough, and not necessarily first impressions, but impressions of this deck. I will have to say, I created my own Buffy deck a year ago, before I knew that this was in the works, so it was not something, I don't know, made out of spite or something. That deck is not made for commercial purposes, so I will not show it here. But I will share some thoughts on certain cards that I think that they would have made a better choice, in my opinion. So we start with Xander as the Fool. I think, and this is my first impression basically, I think the first Slayer would have made a better Fool because she got into this unknowingly, but I can understand and support the choice of Xander as the Fool. Willow as the Magician, obviously. Tara as the High Priestess, this is an amazing choice. Drusilla as the Empress. I can barely justify it by thinking of her, I don't know, lust for life, I guess, and death at the same time. Her, I don't know, it's just a difficult choice for me. Let's see what they said here in the book. More beautiful than the stars she's named after. The Empress fills your reading with feminine energy, creative expression, and connection to the natural world. So Drusilla was a sweet young woman who embodied the generosity and purity of the Empress. while I can see it justified like that, it's just probably because she's such a vile character. Enjoyable, but vile and evil. I don't know. I have some work to do in that way. Buffy as the Emperor kind of makes sense to me. She's very... But at the same time she doesn't, because she's not... She does build a legacy for herself, so I guess in a way I can see it. No one else but Giles as the Hierophant. Willow and Tara as the lovers makes perfect sense. I did love this choice, Cordelia as the Chariot, because she was always used for her means of transportation multiple times, and her decisions always came fast and with such a determination for a teenage girl, basically, that yeah, I think this is a great choice. And I think Charisma Carpenter is what's this? Cancer. So I kind of like the parallel. Also, Sarah Michelle Gellar, she's an Aries, and the Emperor is an Aries. I'm sure the creator didn't mean that, but it's just something I really enjoy thinking about. We have Dawn as Strength. I do like this representation of Dawn. So when they escape the grave, her and Buffy get stuck in when Willow tries to tear down the world. Oz as the Hermit, perfect sense. No one else could have done it better. The Wheel of Fortune as the first layer. I don't know. It's not my first choice of this card, but yeah, I can see it work. Because I guess in a way her fate was not in her hands, you know. But the way I read tarot is with the purpose to empower you. So in this context, I kind of don't see it working, because this first layer, she had her future ripped away from her because someone else decided to do that. Angel as Justice. That's an odd choice for me, at least. I think it's not a secret in my group of friends that I dislike Angel as a character, because I feel like he's too bland, and I think I mentioned that in my previous videos. But Angel as the Justice card, I don't know, it just works and doesn't work. I guess he's trying to atone for his actions, but like the difference between him and Spike is that Spike is a willing participant. He's controlling the action of his redemption arc, right? Whereas Angel is being given a chance. He's being put on this path by other people. So he's not the one imparting the justice. He's the one, like, he's the tool, I guess. Yeah. Whereas Spike, he's actively choosing to get his soul back, to be a champion of the good, if you like, you know. So for me, Spike's arc is more valuable from a character point of view. Spike has the Hangman. I do like that, because as much as Spike is driven to evolve internally because of his love for Drusilla, or for Cecily, or for Buffy, or even Harmony, you know, even though all of these relationships kind of like further Spike's evolution, he's always content and suspended in this environment that he's in, and he's like not willing to let go of that. But he's always a fool for love, as he said it himself. He's a martyr from that point of view, and with his sacrifice, he's again suspended in this non-temporal place where he exists but doesn't, you know, because he exists through his actions, if that makes sense. The Death card with the Gentleman. See, I would have chosen something like Joyce's death for this, because it's a shift in everything. So for me, the death card usually symbolizes the death of ego, right? This is literal death. Like, those people in Hush, they actually died. Whereas when Joyce passed away, she dismantled the unit that her, Buffy, and Dawn had, the wider group that Scooby had, the support network that people like Willow, who doesn't have a mother figure, have, or people like Tara, who don't have a mother anymore, or people like Anya, who barely know what it means to be a human. And I can only go back to that like passionate speech Anya gave when she was just trying to come to terms to understand what happened to Joyce. And this is why Joyce's death would have been this card. Not because Joyce passed away in Buffy, but because her passing away destroyed so many of the other things, you know. Then we have Joyce as Temperance, which I don't see. I don't think I even read the... Yeah. Like a warm hug from a good mom. Temperance invokes comfort and the pursuit of balanced living. I don't think Joyce was a balanced person. She tried to make the situation look like it, but she wasn't a perfect mom. So her as Temperance, you might agree that it's that seeking of balance more than anything else, but yeah. Willow, Dark Willow, as the devil. I would have seen the dancing demon as the devil. First of all, because I read the devil with a bit more cheekiness to it, rather than pure destruction and desire for control. But also because it's such an inconspicuous way of doing it, and the way that demon does it versus the pure destruction that Willow has, that for me, I can see it, but it's a bit of an extreme. I like this as the tower, even though I forgot what my card was. I think it was the Dark Willow card for the tower, but I prefer the tower in season 5 when Buffy saves the world. Sorry. Kendra as the star. I like this. With Faith as the moon, the shadow self, I guess, and Spike with his amulet. Perfect. It is probably one of my favorite depictions of the sun card, and probably I've said this multiple times in the past few weeks, months, whatever. But yeah, I feel like this is the kind of sun card that works for me, because I kind of stay away from the traditional aspect of it. I love Anya as the judgment behind the magic box, and Buffy as the class protector. I love it. I rearranged my deck, by the way, because it's not in this order. I think it was King, Queen, Knight, and Page, and then Aces, but I just did it the old way. The Ace of Stakes. By the way, the card stock is terrible. The Two of Stakes when Buffy decides to leave for LA. This Three of Stakes. I want to like it. I can see it. It's just not my favorite thing in the world. Let me see what they said in the book. Back to page 3. So the Three of Stakes presents with an opportunity to reflect on how things are going as you pursue your objectives, and well, let's just say you haven't gotten further than Ladies' Nightclub before your van broke down. But before you despair, like all minor arcana cards, this is just a temporary delay. It makes sense in the context of of this meaning, I just don't read the Three of Stakes like that. The Four of Stakes, when Spike and Drusilla come back to Sunnydale. I love this. I love this for the Five of Stakes. So for those of you who don't know, I have a special relationship with the Five of Wands, the Five of Stakes, the Five of whatever you call it. And it symbolizes a conflict that's only known to us. That's my meaning of the card. And to see this depiction of Giles when he becomes a Fjord demon, I think it's called. Yeah, I do like this representation. Six of Stakes. The Six of Stakes with the dummy that Giles and Xander built for Buffy. We haven't seen Xander or Giles. No Giles. Just we haven't seen Xander in a while. The Seven of Stakes, we have Buffy against the First in season 7, the final episode. For the Eight of Stakes, we have the Potentials, all of them fighting. I like this image. The Nine of Stakes, this is when Spike goes out and obtains his soul, right? This is when he's being like imbued with his old soul. Such a powerful scene, and it took a lot out of him as a fiend, as a vampire, as a demon, as a person, because he's still a person, and getting that soul back just meant that he has the opportunity to reflect and feel things on a deeper level. So I do like his quest for finding his soul. Faith and Kakistos for the Ten of Stakes. Harmony. I love Harmony. She's so funny. She's so quacky. Cookie. Yeah, sorry for that. My brain is still struggling. Andrew as the Knight of Stakes. See, I don't know if Andrew is the best choice for this, but I guess. Kennedy, she's my least favorite potential, probably. She's so loud, annoying, obnoxious, entitled. I just don't like her. And I guess she makes the perfect Queen of Stakes. And Xander as the King of Stakes. Ace of Chalices. So, someone pointed out in a Facebook group I'm in, I forgot which one, and apparently there are some typos in the book. So if you go and read the entry for the Two of Chalices, which has Faith and Buffy dusting a vampire together, the entrance says, "A beautiful silver cross marked the beginning of Buffy's partnership with Angel, a relationship that would launch them both into self-discovery, co-slaying, and true love. If this card has found its way into your reading, it means you are on the precipice of similarly exciting union, romantic or not. You have found someone who gets you." What does that tell me? They had a different vision, they changed it, and forgot to update the book. There are a few other instances of that, and I think people are getting ready to create some waves on the internet just to complain about this, and I can see why. I can read this deck without the guidebook, but you would want to see the choices. I mean, both choices, both Buffy and Angel and their cross, and Buffy and Faith and their dusting, makes sense, but it kind of changes the whole meaning of the reading. I'm halfway through and I'm struggling to speak, so I'll be brief moving forward. Obviously, the Three of Cups, none other than the original trio. The Four of Cups is one of my favorite characters, even though he's kind of a twat. This is the principal, I forgot his name, Snyder. So yeah, he has this attitude of refusing to allow any kind of like fortune in his life. I don't know. Buffy as Anne, as the Five of Cups when she was in LA waitressing. The Six of Cups. This is a perfect choice. This is from the episode Band Candy in season 3, when all the adults reverted to their younger, irrational selves. This is the Halloween episode, and with Ethan Rain. As you can see, Cordelia, Buffy, Willow, the god that he was worshipping, the snake, the dragon, Xander. Let's see, I don't remember reading the entry for this, but I'm curious to see what they say. Like Buffy, you may be starting to think that this working hard thing is hard work, and you'd be correct. As important it is to have dreams, they just aren't going to do the thing for you. If this resonates, it's time for you to get out of your head and into action mode. Doesn't make any reference to Ethan Rain or that Halloween episode, so it's kind of just the standard bulk meaning of the card. The Eight of Chalices with this is when the team, the Scoobies, were trying to flee from the Knights of Byzantium. They were trying to kill Dawn. Sorry, this card stock is absolutely vile. The Nine of Chalices, we have this dancing demon, which is one of my favorite characters, and from the Once More with Feeling episode, and also one of my favorite episodes anyway. I guess because he kind of enables people to express themselves through emotions. I guess this is why he's the Nine. He doesn't grant any wishes, like any of the vengeance demons would have been a better choice, but yeah. I don't know. The Ten of Chalices, we have Willow, and she gives Slayer power tool potentials. One of my favorite characters is Clem with his cat here. Spike as William the Bloody for this role with his bloody awful poetry. Hulfric as the Queen of Chalices, and who else but Giles as the King of Chalices, the father. Moving on to the Ace of Scythes with the scythe itself. Ben, and I think this is a lovely choice because he goes back and forth between being Ben and being Glory, so this makes perfect sense. The Three of Swords, Scythes, sorry, as Buffy and her mom. I'm not gonna say more than this because it just again goes into the literal depiction of the card. Yes, Buffy was heartbroken, but she wasn't the only one heartbroken, you know. This is why I feel like this meaning would have been more fitted for the Death card rather than the Three of Swords. Like I would have used All's Leaving for the Three of Swords. Or Tara's passing away for that. The Buffy bot as the Four of Scythes, and I guess this kind of makes sense because they used the Buffy bot while Buffy was actually resting in the ground after she sacrificed herself to save everyone. Buffy and Joyce before she left. Oz leaving to learn how to control his werewolf tendencies. This is Ethan Rain again in that Bad Candy episode. Maggie Walsh, oblivious to whatever is going on, even though it's her fault. Buffy in that Nightmares episode in season 1, I think it was episode 10 or 11, one of them, when she fears that she might become a vampire, so that's her biggest nightmare. Buffy sacrificing Angel to save the world. She's always done the difficult choices. She's always been the one making the tough choices for everyone else. Yeah. Amy as the Page of Schytes, and it kind of works because she's always been drawn to that knowledge aspect of witchcraft, and here she is like looking at her mom's trophy. Glory as the knight. It's perfect because she still gives me that immature vibe, very feisty and very impulsive, you know, so works perfectly. Jenny as the Queen of Swords, with all the floppy disks and everything. I used to love her so much, and I think she's one of the most beautiful women in Buffy, and her fashion sense is amazing. The Mayor as the King of Sights. I like the juxtaposition to have some of the bad guys as the court cards. I think it's an interesting concept. The Ace of Pentacles. Buffy working at the Double Meat Palace for the Two of Pentacles. The Trio. I don't know, the Trio's arc wasn't my favorite. I can respect it in the grand scheme of things, but I think everyone was just like wanting to end when this thing was happening in real life. The Four of Pentacles as the magic box. The Five of Pentacles as the minions, and this is one of the instances where I realized that actually the book doesn't reflect what they say they will. And I do prefer the book version of the card, but sadly we don't have it. So we have the lesson of the Five of Pentacles can be learned in 2 words: Cordelia Chase. Cordelia Chase left the show to go work on Angel after season 3. This is season 5, right? You may be feeling like you've lost everything: your money, your status, your popularity. It may seem as though life has kicked your butt and left you in the alley to suffer. But what about what you stand to gain? Cordelia lost friends when she embraced a loving relationship. She developed a stronger work ethic and resilience and used her setbacks to build strength. So can you. And I think they went with the minions because they kind of like naturally glide into that Five of Pentacles imagery. But I feel like what they say in the book about Cordelia fits more in, like, it works better for me for the way I read the Five of Pentacles. Because the minions, at the end of the day, they weren't like, yeah, they were kind of verbally abused by Glory, but no one seemed to care. They didn't seem to care. They enjoyed it. Whereas Cordelia's growth from her rock bottom, literal rock bottom, when she falls down in that old factory. So she loses her friends, her like high society friends, when she starts dating Xander, who's like a loser. Then she finds out that her boyfriend Xander, who she lost friends for, is kissing his best friend, Willow. And then, appalled at this discovery, she falls down like a shaft, I guess, and gets impaled by some stake, right? It's a literal rock bottom. Then her family loses everything, so she has to work to get by. And she goes to LA and she struggles to find work there as an actress. But despite all of this, Cordelia's determination and resilience are unmatched, I would say. And I think she would have made a fine Five of Pentacles if they decided to have her. This is... when I first saw this card, the Six of Pentacles, I didn't get it. So it says like this: hypothetically, let's say someone who wasn't very nice to you had a dress on layaway for a very special dance. Let's say that, despite working their formerly spoiled butt off for it, they still couldn't afford to take it home. And you happen to be in the position to help. Sound familiar? The Six of Pentacles is tugging at your heartstrings and your wallet. If you've been wondering if it's in your best interest to make a loan, share your surplus, or extend yourself for someone else, the answer is yes. To me, this speaks about the time when Xander goes to the shop where Cordelia works and tries to make fun of her because he's thinking she wants to buy something expensive, and it turns out she was working there just to be able to afford her prom dress. So he buys it for her. But the card doesn't depict that. It depicts what I heard from other people. It's Anya in her demon days, imparting justice, I guess? I don't know. It just feels a bit forced, and obviously with a guidebook lacking the instruction for this card specifically, it's tough to understand. We have the Hoffern as the Seven of Pentacles, and I guess the Hoffern was Anya's demon boss. Anya's in Halfric, and he tried to recruit Willow at some point when she was in pain after Oz left. And I guess he's here as the Seven of Pentacles to signify that he's making investments in his team. I don't know, I can see it, but I'm not fussed about it. Buffy as the Eight of Pentacles. Anya as the Nine of Pentacles. I love this card and I love this episode. Dracula as a Ten of Pentacles, which is an odd choice, I would say. The Ten of Pentacles finds you winning the game of life, and know you can't trade the children for more cash. You are heavy on the abundance, low on the strife, and wanting for nothing. Isn't it great? So yeah, I guess it works in terms of legacy, but nothing else for me. Amanda as the Page. Riley as the Knight. Nikki Wood as the Queen of Pentacles, and Robin Wood as the King. Robin was the king, the son of Nikki, and Nikki was killed by Spike, and he got her coat after killing her. So that's the whole deck. As a fan, I am pleased, not excited. It's a good deck. It's a solid deck, bar maybe a few choices that are a bit controversial. The guidebook is something that people keep flagging, so I can see why. I wouldn't read with this deck for clients, honestly. There's no reason why I should do that unless they tell me, oh, I'm a Buffy fan. do you have a Buffy deck? And I'll be like, yep, I do. But I think it's a fun choice. It's a quirky, cute deck in terms of artwork. I do like the art style. I just don't like the cardstock. It's too thick and very. The cards kind of stick together, so it's not ideal. Yeah. Overall, I'm happy I got it. I wouldn't pay full price for this because it's a bit extreme to pay £23 almost for this deck. But if you're a fan, if you want to learn tarot, maybe do not start with this deck because the guidebook isn't correct in all for all the cards. So yeah. Let's see. We'll just do one reading. Oh, Giles. Okay. I guess this is a learning deck for me. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I do apologize for my lack of energy today. If you enjoyed the video, if you have this deck, if you want this deck, leave a comment in the description down below and tell me what you think. Tell me what cards would you change for and why and how. And have a lovely day, I guess. Bye.